All right, guys. So now we get, wait a second. We got to get the lighting right up in this bad boy. 1 second. Here we go. That RGB lighting that everyone freaking loves. There we go. It's set. All right. So in this video, guys, we are going to give you the shoulder shrug plays. Everyone loves those. I know that. Then we're going to give you guys the best values out there. 9 and 5 values. Everyone loves those. We're going to give you that. Then we're also going to give you guys the best sleeper picks this week for the Honda Classic. Let's get into it. All right, guys. So first, I'm going to start off with Shane Lowry. Okay, to me, he is a shoulder shrug play. I kind of mentioned him on the fades and leverage plays. To me, he is kind of more of a fade, but if you end up on him, you end up on him. He's not anyone that you want to go out of your way to play, but for me, he does make sense. If you guys end up on him as someone that's closing out your build, you're really just hoping that he goes out and makes the cut. He does typically play better in more windy conditions, which is kind of what's expected, at least at this tournament, a little bit here and there. Overall, not a horrible stat fit, and the thing that I'm really hanging my hat on with him is going to be his strokes gain differential. Every other stat is pretty much ass, okay, to be honest with you. I mean, ball striking 38, that's good, but every other stat is not good. So we have no real reason to indicate that he would be a great play this week. But he should be able to make the cut. I mean, recent form, 2 out of 3 made cuts, but WGC event was horrible. That's a no-cut event. You got to play better at those. And then he missed the cut at the API, but did play well at the players, okay? He's a world-class player. He could easily go out and play well. Has made his last 2 cuts at this event, which also were kind of more windy condition events. So yeah, he's going to be fine for a shoulder shrug play. If you guys end up on him trying to close out your build, that's actually going to be the same for Cameron Tringale here, guys. 9.1, we don't feel good about that. We really don't, okay? Course history, it's okay. Miscut, 65th, 36th, and 27th place finish. You know, that's solid. Had the miscut last week, and, you know, you could say he was just due for a miscut. Gonna have that 2-day more rest period, if you will. Before that, had been playing great golf. Pretty much was a lock for a top 32 finish or better for a good, 6-week stretch there. Also made the cut at the American Express. He's gonna be a top 10 stat rank play. You know, he's a guy where I don't really want to go out of my way to pay 9.1 for Cameron Tringale, but if you end up on him at that price point, you're feeling pretty good about him as a play at that price point. And then going from there, Cameron Davis is going to be my next shoulder shrug play. You know, he ranks out really well this week, top 8 in the model, but I just don't love it. Course history-wise, 2 made cuts, we like that, but I hate the fact that we would play Cameron Davis after coming off of 2 missed cuts in a row and really not a good finish at the Genesis Invite. That's the worry there. Paying 8.6 for a guy coming off of 2 missed cuts who, you know, fine stat rank, top 36, nothing that you want to go out of your way to play as well. So that's kind of why I'm leaning at him as more of just like a shoulder shrug play, more of a guy, if you just end up on him, you end up on him and you don't feel great about it, but it is what it is when you're trying to close out your lineups. Then the last shoulder shrug play of the week for me is going to be JT Poston at 7.9 on DraftKings. So not a good stat rank, horrible stat rank actually. 99. That is freaking bad. We know some of the names that we have this week, guys. I mean, freaking who's the name? Chase Seifert is going to be a better stat fit than freaking just JT Poston there. Not good luck for him, but does have great course history, guys. Here's his worst finish over the last 3 May cuts, which were his only starts here, was 36th, 35th, and 29th or 27th place finish. Solid there. And, you know, he has made a majority of his cuts, and they've been good made cuts. You know, 43rd at the Genesis Invite, not that good there, but Waste Management Phoenix Open, 11th, 18th at the Farmers, and a 22 place finish last week at the Players Championship. So, you know, a little bit hit or miss there, but he's a guy at 7.9 where if I end up on him with that course history, with that okay recent form, I'm fine with him as a pick. It's more or less you feel good about the rest of your build, 7.9 left over to close it out. You're good with him as a pick then at that price point range. All right, so now we're going to get into the sleepers this week. So Adam Scott, to me, is definitely a sleeper. He's no one that you feel good about as a pick. Once again, sleepers and shoulder shrug plays are kind of very similar. It's just, to me, I think a sleeper has that ability to go out and win. For me, I do see that with Adam Scott this week. He has played well at this course in the past. You know, 2 top 15 finishes prior to his miscut in 2019. We look at his recent form, though. His recent form has been horrible. We are just kind of banking. I shouldn't say horrible because he's made 12 straight cuts in a row, but he hasn't really had a quality finish other than the Farmers. But this is a course where, You just got to play smart. You got to play well in kind of windy conditions. You got to play well at a tougher course, and he has proven to do that. We also look at his strokes gain differential, kind of the stat where if he was horrible at this, I wouldn't be talking him up. But he's top 13 in that. That to me is a good statistic that we want to look at. And he's also top 34 in scoring before the cut, which points to me to him being able to make the cut this week as well. Then if he does that, I could easily see him going out and potentially, taking down that dub this week. Then we get into Ghim as well. He's a sleeper pick to me, mostly because he missed the cut in his first start here, guys. Top 11 stat fit, though. So not checking all the boxes, but, top 26 in the model could be better there. But we're looking at a stat rank, top 11 there. So he's a guy where if he puts it all together, almost like he did last week before he really fell off on Sunday, he could easily go on and win. So, yes, it's kind of a lot to pay out for him, but he's a guy where if he puts it all together, he can easily go on and win. Fine price point for me. I don't mind it that much, but if you are fading him, I kind of get it as well, but I like him as a pick. And then let's get a couple more sleepers out there for you guys. So for me, it's going to be Patton Kizzire at 7.5. Top 17 stat rank play. Ranks out top 27 in the model. Mixed kind of course history. Not all that good, though. Okay, so if you're worried about Patton Kizzire, you're worried about his course history. And not exactly the best recent form, but not horrible. He's made his last 10 cuts, actually. So he's another one of those guys where if he puts it all together, really would not shock me if he goes out and gets that top 10, top 5, even wins it this week. Definitely makes sense for me as a sleeper pick. And then kind of the last sleeper pick is actually going to be a value play, which kind of starts off our value segment. It's going to be Rob Oppenheim at 6.6. Take a deep breath and let's go. So he's made 3 of his last 4 cuts. That's really, that's what we got with it. That's what we're hanging our hat on. But that's why he's a sleeper and not a go-to value play. 47th at the American Express, 39th at Pebble Beach, and 7th at the Puerto Rico Open. He's a guy that actually has been playing decent golf. So if he does go out and play well this week, really wouldn't be shocking to me. He's a guy that I actually could see going out in top 20 and, playing pretty well this year. No good stats. So really, guys, except for effective greens gain, 50 or 39th in that. That's about it. But now let's get into kind of the rest of the value plays here. We got some quality value plays this week. So we are going to start off the value plays with the guy that we already mentioned on the core plays video, Jim Ferrick. Just going to touch on it again real quick. And he, to me, guys, is going to be that player this week where we have no reason to fade him, where because of that, that's the reason to fade him. I honestly think that he could miss the cut simply for the fact that we have no reason to believe that he's going to suck this week. He's clearly underpriced. He should be like 20% owned this week, and he's not going to be because he's Jim Ferrick. So course history, missed cut here last year, but before that, a 9th and then a 46th place finish. All we want out of a value play is a made cut. And we look at his last 3 years here, 2 made cuts, and he's playing some of the best golf that he has for a while. Okay, recent form-wise, guys. 47th at the Sony, 21st at Pebble Beach, and 26th at the Genesis Invitational. We don't have to worry about him being burned out because he hasn't played for a while, so he should be well-rested and ready to go. This is a course where you need to hit your shots. He does that. 31st in effective total driving, 21st in ball striking, 10th in effective greens gain, 27th in strokes gain differential, 14th in scoring before the cut, 4th in effective bogeys avoided, top 4 stat fit. I really like Jim Ferrick as a play at 6.9, but you guys already know that. But if he misses a cut, don't be shocked because that has been really the theme this year. And then the other 2 value plays here that I also really like are going to be John Huh and Cameron Piercy. Both these guys to me are going to be quality plays. They both rank out as guys that should make the cut. John Huh give me a little bit more of a cut sweat, but he actually is fine. I don't mind him. He has gotten talked up a little bit. He could be, 7% owned by the end of the week, which isn't bad to me. I see this week as more of a studs and duds week. Not bad, though. So John Huh, 2 made cuts here, 2 missed cuts. That's fine. Cameron Piercy made cut last year. They both are in kind of fine recent form. John Huh's been finding ways to make cuts. Same thing with Cameron Piercy. But Cameron Piercy has shown some upside. Top 21 at Pebble Beach, 7th at Puerto Rico Open, and a 29th place finish at the Players' Championship. So I do really like those guys as value picks as well. Then we go a little bit lower. We're trying to find you guys another value play to go off of. It's very shitty, if you will. There's no real quality value play. Stuart Sink, great stat fit. I just don't really like him as a pick this week. The only other one that I can go with, and I'm not even going to pull him up because it's ugly, it's going to be Vincent Whaley here for you guys. So that is it for the sleepers, values, shoulder shrug plays for this week for the Honda Classic. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys need to, definitely make sure to check out the core plays video. That to me is me doing my job fulfilled there each and every week. These videos are kind of just more for fun. The fades, the sleepers and whatnot, that's just fluff content. That's the fun content, which is why I've had fun with it today. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that. If you guys want to join 9to5 Nation, use the tools here, $10 a month. Just, click that link in the description below. All right, I'm out. And as always, guys, let's keep cashing. All right.